You walk into the room and before you say a word, as there it is, that faint but distinct smell, not just old house or musty clothes, it clings to the air, slightly sour, like stale body odor mixed with something metallic. And you recognize it instantly. It's the smell you've come to associate with aging, with a nursing home, with decline. You don't say anything, of course. Your aging parent or grandparent smiles at you, maybe even hugs you, and you pretend nothing's wrong. But deep down, a quiet shame grows. For them, and for you. Later, you Google it. Why do old people smell? And the internet tells you it's normal. Something about aging skin, hormone changes, maybe even diet. But what no one says, what doctors rarely explain, is that this odor isn't always just about age. Sometimes, it's about something being neglected. And in 99% of cases, it's coming from one place. A place most people never think to wash properly. A place that gets overlooked for years, until the odor becomes impossible to ignore. And here's the real problem. This odor is often one of the first signs of hidden infection, poor hygiene routines, or even early signs of cognitive decline. It can signal neglect, both self-inflicted and systemic. And worse, it can silently rob someone of their dignity, their confidence, their social life. But it doesn't have to be that way. Because there's one area of the body that, if cleaned properly and regularly, can eliminate this smell almost entirely. No harsh soaps, no expensive sprays, no awkward conversations. Most people wash their face, their hands, their underarms. But this, they skip it. Every single day, not out of laziness, out of pure unawareness. And here's the most shocking part. Even healthcare providers in assisted living facilities often miss this spot during daily hygiene care. The result? A preventable odor becomes a marker of age, when in fact, it's a red flag waving in silence. If this caught your attention, subscribe to the channel and comment below. Have you ever ignored a symptom like this? Let's keep going. Let's cut to the chase. The smell that so many associate with aging, that musty, unpleasant odor, isn't coming from where you think. It's not just underarms, not just old clothes or a rarely cleaned bathroom. It's not even the feet. The real source in most cases is the navel, the belly button. Yes, you read that right. The belly button, one of the most overlooked and undercleaned areas of the entire human body, especially in seniors. Here's what you need to know. The navel is a natural trap. It's a small enclosed space where sweat, dead skin cells, soap residue, body oils, bacteria, and even lint collect. And over time, that little pocket becomes a breeding ground for microorganisms, some of which release pungent odors as they break down debris. In younger adults, regular showers and physical activity often keep things at bay. But as people age, several things change. Mobility declines, making it harder to reach or even see the navel area clearly. Skin folds deepen, especially in those who are overweight or bedridden, creating hidden zones where moisture accumulates. Reduced sense of smell, so the person may not even realize there's a problem. Less frequent bathing, often due to fear of falling, depression, or limited assistance. Combine these factors, and you've got a perfect storm. By the time the smell is noticeable to others, the bacteria buildup has likely been developing for months, even years. And if left unaddressed, it can lead to more than just odor. We're talking localized infections, fungal overgrowth, and in extreme cases, abscesses or open wounds, especially in diabetics or those with compromised immune systems. But here's the good news. This problem is 100% preventable. What's needed isn't expensive products or embarrassing interventions. It's awareness and a shift in daily hygiene habits. Because just a few extra seconds during a shower, using a simple technique we'll share later, can eliminate this issue before it starts. Think about it. A part of the body that most of us ignore after childhood is quietly sending out one of the strongest warning signals about hygiene and health. Next, we'll dive into why this is more common and more dangerous than anyone's talking about. Let's be honest, most people don't talk about hygiene and aging in the same sentence. But here's what's happening behind the scenes as we get older, and why this odor issue doesn't just appear, it snowballs. First, aging skin changes. A lot. It becomes thinner, less elastic and drier. That dryness leads to more dead skin accumulation, especially in creases and folds. And guess where dead skin loves to hide? You got it, the belly button. Second, the immune system starts to weaken. That means your body is less efficient at fighting off the bacteria and fungi that naturally live on your skin. What was once harmless now multiplies faster, and with a stronger odor profile. But perhaps the biggest issue is mobility and flexibility. As seniors lose range of motion, due to arthritis, muscle loss or injury, they simply can't reach certain areas of their body. The navel becomes out of sight, out of mind. And here's where the danger creeps in. For many older adults, especially those living alone, bathing becomes an anxiety-inducing task. Slippery floors, hard-to-reach spots, cold water and fatigue all make it easier to skip a day, then two, then a week. Eventually, hygiene becomes reactive instead of preventive, only cleaning what's visible and ignoring what isn't. Now, layer onto this the effects of cognitive decline. Early dementia and Alzheimer's don't just affect memory, they affect routines. Many seniors simply forget to bathe, or they believe they already did. Add it all up, and what you're left with is this: a vulnerable population with less mobility, less memory, and more skin debris, trying to maintain hygiene in a system that doesn't support them. And no one wants to talk about the smell. Family members avoid the subject to spare feelings. Caregivers are stretched too thin. And doctors? They're often focused on prescriptions and blood pressure, not personal hygiene. But here's the truth. Neglecting the belly button isn't just a small hygiene issue. It's a red flag, a clue, a symptom of declining independence, and recognizing it early, before it leads to infection or social isolation, can make all the difference in a senior's quality of life. In the next chapter, we'll show you how to identify when this issue has gone too far, and the early warning signs you should never ignore. The smell isn't just unpleasant. It's a message, a signal that something deeper is happening. And if you know what to look for, it can become a powerful early warning sign of more serious health risks. Let's be clear, a mild body odor can be normal. But when it's persistent, localized, and smells musty, sour, or metallic, it's time to investigate, especially if it seems to come from the belly button, groin, or deep skin folds. Here are the signs that the odor might be more than just a hygiene issue: redness or irritation around the navel. If you see flaking, raw skin or inflammation, it could indicate a fungal or bacterial infection. These thrive in moist, uncleaned areas and often go untreated for months. Sticky or discolored discharge. A yellowish or brown residue in or around the belly button could be a sign of skin infection, especially if it smells foul. Left unchecked, it can lead to cellulitis, a painful and serious skin infection that may require antibiotics. Pain or tenderness when touched. If cleaning the navel area causes discomfort, or if there's a noticeable lump underneath, it could be an umbilical abscess or a hernia. Both require medical attention. Sudden change in odor. If a senior who normally doesn't have a body odor suddenly develops one, it could be due to dietary changes, medication side effects, or even organ dysfunction. For example, liver or kidney problems can alter the body's ability to detox, resulting in a sour or ammonia-like smell through the skin. Behavioral changes. If a loved one seems less interested in hygiene or unaware of their odor, this could be an early sign of cognitive decline, depression, or both. Ignoring these clues can lead to worsening infections, skin breakdown, and avoidable hospital visits. But perhaps most damaging of all is the emotional toll. Seniors who smell off often begin to withdraw from social events, feel ashamed, and lose confidence, all of which can speed up cognitive and emotional decline. It's not about blaming or shaming, it's about noticing. Because this one odor could be your first and only chance to step in before bigger health issues emerge. In the next chapter, we'll reveal the exact hygiene routine that can prevent odor, boost dignity, and protect long-term health. with a focus on simplicity and safety. Let's talk solutions. You now know that the belly button, this small, often ignored pocket of skin, can be a source of hidden odor and serious risk. But here's the good news. Keeping it clean is incredibly simple once you know what to do. First, no scrubbing with harsh soaps or random tools. The skin inside and around the navel can be delicate, especially in seniors. Aggressive cleaning can cause micro tears, irritation, or even push bacteria deeper. Here's the step-by-step routine that health experts, including dermatologists and geriatric care nurses, recommend. 1. Use a warm, damp washcloth. Daily during the shower or sponge bath, gently wipe the belly button area using a soft, clean washcloth soaked in warm water. No need for heavy scrubbing, just a gentle circular motion, enough to lift away oils, sweat, and dead skin. If mobility is limited, a caregiver or family member can assist, ideally using gloves and being mindful of privacy and comfort. 2. Use mild, fragrance-free soap. Once or twice a week, fragranced body washes can irritate older skin. Instead, opt for a gentle, hypoallergenic soap, like Cetaphil or Dove Sensitive. Lather lightly on the cloth and gently cleanse the area, then rinse thoroughly. Soap residue left behind can trap bacteria. 3. Dry it completely. This is critical. Moisture is the enemy. After cleaning, pat the area dry with a soft towel or tissue. Never leave it damp, especially in deeper navels or if the person has extra abdominal skin folds. A small handheld hairdryer on a cool setting can help if mobility is an issue. 4. Apply a barrier, optional. If the person sweats heavily or has skin folds, applying a light dusting of cornstarch or zinc oxide powder can help keep the area dry and protected. Avoid heavy ointments unless prescribed, as they can trap bacteria if not used correctly. 5. Check regularly. During daily hygiene or dressing changes, take a moment to look at the navel, redness, discharge, or swelling. Time to alert a nurse or doctor. That's it. No fancy products, no complicated tools, just consistent, mindful hygiene that protects health and restores confidence. You'd be amazed how quickly the odor disappears once this routine is in place, often within days. In the next chapter, we'll look at how caregivers and family members can help without embarrassment, resistance, or damaging someone's sense of dignity. You've noticed the odor, you know where it's coming from, you've learned how to clean it. But now comes the hardest part. How do you help someone you love without making them feel ashamed? This isn't just about cleanliness, it's about preserving dignity, especially for seniors who've spent a lifetime being independent. The moment you mention the smell or offer to help with bathing, walls go up. They might deny the problem, get defensive, withdraw. Here's how to approach it without confrontation, guilt, or embarrassment. 1. Lead with health, not smell. Instead of saying, "You need to clean better," say, "I read something surprising, that infections can start in places we don't even think to wash, like the belly button. Did you know that?" Make it about shared learning, not judgment. Curiosity disarms shame. 2. Use we, not you. Say things like, "We should probably start checking that area more often. I've started doing it myself. I didn't even realize it could build up." This shifts the conversation from accusation to collaboration. 3. Offer tools, not instructions. Sometimes seniors resist help because they fear losing independence. Instead of insisting on helping, try gifting items that make hygiene easier. A long-handled soft washcloth stick for hard-to-reach areas, fragrance-free cleansing wipes, a warm, grippy bath mat to reduce fall risk. Frame it as a comfort and safety upgrade, not a hygiene critique. 4. Make it routine, not reactive. If you wait until the smell is strong, emotions are already high. Instead, build belly button care into a regular routine, like brushing teeth or changing clothes. Say, "Let's do our full check, underarms, belly button, behind the knees." Normalize it. Make it part of the flow. 5. Involve a neutral party. If needed sometimes, advice lands better from a nurse or doctor. At the next checkup, you might say to the clinician, We've been thinking about hard-to-reach hygiene spots. Can you walk us through what to look for? This brings authority into the room without personal blame. Helping a loved one with hygiene is an act of love and respect, not control. Handled with sensitivity, it can actually deepen trust and communication. In the next chapter, we'll expose how assisted living facilities often miss this step entirely, and what you can do to make sure it's not overlooked. You'd think that in assisted living or nursing homes, places designed to care for our most vulnerable, hygiene would be flawless. But behind closed doors, the truth is far more complicated. Despite strict schedules and staff protocols, belly button hygiene is almost always overlooked. Why? Because most routines focus only on visible, high-contact areas: the face, underarms, groin, and hands. The navel? It's not even on the checklist, and the consequences are real. Understaffed, overwhelmed, and rushed, most caregivers in long-term care facilities are underpaid and overworked. They're given 6 to 12 minutes per resident for daily hygiene. That's barely enough time to help with dressing, teeth brushing, or changing an adult diaper, let alone inspect and clean every skin fold or hidden body part. Belly button care becomes non-essential. That is, until a resident develops a fungal rash or the odor becomes strong enough for visitors to notice. Residents may not speak up. Seniors may feel too embarrassed to mention the smell, or they may not be aware of it at all. Many fear being labeled difficult or dirty. Others are suffering from cognitive decline and can't advocate for their own needs. So the smell lingers. The bacteria grows, and day after day the issue is ignored. Skin folds, or hidden health risks. For seniors who are overweight, immobile, or bedridden, the risks multiply. Moisture collects in belly folds, friction irritates skin, and without airflow or cleaning, it becomes the perfect storm for infection. Some even develop intertrigo, a painful inflammation of skin folds, or candidiasis, a yeast infection that spreads quickly and painfully across the abdomen. How you can step in. If you have a loved one in a facility, don't assume all hygiene is being handled. Ask directly, is the belly button area being cleaned regularly? Request that it be added to the care plan. Do spot checks when visiting, discreetly but intentionally. Provide caregivers with soft cloths or wipes and explain the importance. Most are grateful for the insight. Facilities aren't trying to neglect residents, but when staff are pushed to their limits, only the most visible needs get met. Your awareness can fill in the gaps and protect your loved one's health and dignity. Next up, we'll talk about how nutrition and internal health play a surprising role in odor control, and what seniors should and shouldn't be eating. Believe it or not, the smell coming from someone's body, even from something as specific as the belly button, isn't just about cleanliness. What we eat, how our organs function, and even the medications we take can all alter body chemistry, affecting the way we smell. Let's start with the science. The skin is the largest detox organ in the body. When the liver or kidneys are under stress, or when certain foods can't be properly metabolized, the body sometimes tries to eliminate waste products through sweat. And when that sweat gets trapped, say in a forgotten belly button, the odor becomes much stronger. 1. Poor hydration. Stronger odors. Many seniors don't drink enough water, often to avoid frequent trips to the bathroom. But when the body is dehydrated, sweat becomes more concentrated, and toxins aren't flushed out effectively. This can make body odor more intense, especially in closed-off areas like skin folds. Simple fix: encourage 6 to 8 cups of water daily, unless restricted by a doctor for kidney or heart conditions. 2. High-sulfur foods can make it worse. Foods like garlic, onions, broccoli, and red meat, while healthy in moderation, contain sulfur compounds that can contribute to a pungent body odor when not fully metabolized. In seniors with slower digestion or reduced liver function, these odors may be more pronounced. Balance is key. Don't eliminate healthy foods, but pair them with leafy greens, fiber, and water to help flush the system. 3. Diabetes and kidney disease. Have signature smells. A sweet, fruity odor may signal poorly controlled diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis, a serious emergency. A fishy or ammonia-like smell can suggest kidney dysfunction, where urea builds up in the body and escapes through sweat. These conditions aren't just hygiene problems, they require immediate medical evaluation. 4. Medication matters. Some common medications, especially antibiotics, statins, and antidepressants, can affect body odor by altering gut bacteria or liver enzymes. Always review prescriptions with a doctor if unusual smells suddenly appear. Bottom line, even if the belly button is perfectly clean, a poor diet or undiagnosed health issue can keep the odor coming back. The solution isn't complicated. More water, balanced meals, and watching for the right clues. Because sometimes, the body's trying to say something through scent, long before blood tests or scans do. In our final chapter, we'll put it all together and show you how a few small actions can completely change a senior's confidence, comfort, and health. Let's go back to that moment, walking into a room and noticing that smell. Now imagine something different. You walk in, and instead of avoiding eye contact or subtle discomfort, there's a sense of freshness. The air is clean. Your loved one smiles, confident, relaxed, and unaware of any former embarrassment. The odor is gone, and with it, the quiet shame that clung to every interaction. That's the power of awareness, because what started as a silent symptom has now become a turning point. A moment where something small, the overlooked belly button, triggered real, lasting change. Let's recap what we've learned. The belly button is a common but ignored source of body odor, especially in seniors. Poor mobility, cognitive decline, and fear of bathing often lead to hygiene gaps that go unnoticed. This odor isn't just unpleasant. It can be a red flag for infections, skin conditions, or even internal health issues. With a simple hygiene routine, the smell can often be eliminated in just days. Family members and caregivers play a key role in providing gentle, dignity-preserving support. Facilities need advocates, people like you, to ensure full-body care is actually being practiced. And finally, diet, hydration, and chronic health conditions can all contribute to how a person smells, regardless of hygiene. This isn't just about smell, it's about dignity, connection, and preventive care. A senior who feels clean is more likely to socialize, exercise, eat better, and engage in life. That boosts mental health, reduces isolation, and creates a ripple effect across every part of their well-being. And you? You've just learned something that 99% of people never talk about, not because it's unimportant, but because it's uncomfortable. You saw past the shame and into the science. And now you can be the one who steps in early, speaks up gently, and helps someone you love avoid unnecessary discomfort. Or worse. Subscribe to the channel for more real, practical health advice that makes a difference. Comment below. What was the most surprising thing you learned from this video? And most importantly, next time you or a loved one takes a shower, don't forget the belly button. It's a small act that speaks volumes, and sometimes it's the smallest acts that save the most.